Welcome back to the Difference Engine podcast. I'm Caleb Oakes, your host, certified business coach, running through tips and tricks and business principles, short episodes. So smash the follow button because I'm giving away free value on here all the time. Listen, I want to talk about hiring today. Hiring, recruiting, generally just bringing team members onto your business. It's really important to understand. I'm going to go over 3 things real quick. If you're driving, do not write them down because it's dangerous. This episode's only like 8 minutes long, so you can come back to it. If you're not driving, and just sitting somewhere like a sociopath listening to podcasts doing absolutely nothing else, you need to get a life. But you can also just take notes if you want to. So get your pen and paper out. And I'm going to run through 3 things real quick. There's a lot of stuff underneath this, but it's just going to be broad brushstrokes here to start. Okay. First is hiring and recruiting. There is a difference between hiring and recruiting. I'm going to give you my definition of it. It's subjective. I spent 2 years in corporate America for a Fortune 300 insurance company, recruiting over 2.5 states with a bunch of agencies, and I set records for me, all this stuff. And I was a recruiter. Okay. Hiring is this general blanket, usually entry level position where you're just saying, hey, this is what I'm looking for in a post on a recruiting site, on a hiring site, on a job board, and people will come to you. That's hiring. It's like setting traps in the water. It's passive, or semi-passive. Recruiting is different in that you are going to find people, like specific people, especially with my trades clients. They want a field supervisor or they want a go-getter or salespeople too. Like you recruit salespeople. You know names of people in the industry, like of people or companies that you would like their people to work for you. That's recruiting. It is going out to find them and find them very specifically. Very different. So those aren't interchangeable terms. Hiring is kind of passively pulling people in, adding people to your team. Recruiting is, I want a person with these characteristics and I know somebody who I think would be good and I'm going to craft an offer to go get them. That's recruiting. Okay. That leads us into the second point here, which is people treat adding new team members, whether it's hiring or recruiting, they treat it like an afterthought. What do you mean by that? They maybe slap together some benefits with the first person they met that could do business benefits with them, for them. They have an idea of a 401k, or they use, I'm not going to name names, but they use new apps that have horrendous customer service on them. And they just like get a basic group plan and throw all their people in there like, hey, we have benefits. That hurts retention bad. That's a contribution to churn. Hiring and recruiting, at building a team, is a skill of its own. It's a skill of its own. If you're good at keeping books, if you're good at whatever trade you're in, if you're good at sales, if you're good at setting up a retail site, whatever the case is, those are all skills. Hiring and recruiting is its own skill set, period. If you don't have any wherewithal in that skill set, you need to get some. Okay. You're competing for talent. You're competing for talent and you need tools to sharpen your own competitive ability. What does that mean? Finding some of the best benefits packages you can. I didn't say expensive. I said the best benefits packages you can. Like you gotta always have one iron in that fire of keeping your ear to the ground for how can I get more competitive with what I offer my people. Okay. Benefits is one, compensation is another. It's and part of the problem with this is like business owners get in their head. They immediately start seeing the dollar signs go up. There's like, frustrating, time consuming, whatever the case is. Well, if you're at the size right now, you can offload some of this research to a personal assistant or a VA. So I didn't say you had to do all of it. But that being said, there are certain things that you need to have sharp enough to bring people on your team. Benefits is one, compensation is another, ability to grow in a company. Those are some of the top things people look for when they come in, and they will they will be they're not just like a positive thing, they'll be a drag on your culture if you don't have them. They'll create resentment and discontent, and kind of like rightfully so. If you come into a new company and the benefits are like they feel like an afterthought and the compensation is like enough to get you in the door, how long you feel like you're gonna stay there and be happy? Is that and really, as a business owner, is that is that what you want your business to be experienced as? Like, really, there's internal marketing as well as there's external marketing. Like, your employees, especially depending on your industry, but your employees are a referral source for you, current and after they leave. Food for thought. Last thing is expectations, and man, I couldn't pick a more broad term for very important stuff. Expectations. There's two things that fall into this for me. One is the expectations you communicate to your new person of what you expect from them in their role and what they can expect from you and the team. Support, training, progression in the company, what's in their purview, what's not in their purview, what a good job looks like. The second thing under expectations is there's this like nuanced personal side of it. Expectations is, did you market the job or find the job for the person that has the personality that fits it? If you don't know how personalities work or fit, or if you don't have at least like a couple buckets, a framework of like understanding personalities, what people need, how to communicate with them, how not to communicate with them, even if you did a great job recruiting and built a great offer, but the people skills, the interpersonal skills aren't there, that's gonna be frustrating. That's gonna be really frustrating. And it will feel like a square peg in a round hole a lot of times. What do I mean by that? People they just reuse job descriptions and stuff. I mean, it, with sales teams, I think that it's, a self-starter, someone who's hungry, someone who knows how to supervise themselves, or entrepreneurial minded. Well, if they're really entrepreneurial minded, they're not going to come work for you. Probably, right? If they're really entrepreneurs in their heart, they might just buck the system once they get in. Consider that. So it's you see how these things track, hiring and recruiting from the top. Don't treat it like an afterthought. It's a skill in itself. And then expectations. Like, you have to tailor your approach to either a hiring for a position or recruiting a person towards who that person is. They come hardwired with their own motives. They come hardwired with their own expectations of what the role will do for them and how it's going to get them further in life. Because they're not coming to work for you They're coming to work for you for them. What's in it for me? So you gotta have clarity around expectations of when they come and fit in this puzzle piece of my business, how do they fit? And do the personalities jive? And does their personality fit with the work that I'm asking them to do? Because you get someone who's super social and stick them in a cubicle, you're just creating a restless environment in your workplace. So there's the quick and the dirty on hiring and recruiting, bringing people onto your team. If you have questions, you can find me on all my social platforms, The Difference Engine. Slide in the DMs, ask me any questions you got. I'll be happy to answer them.